Hello everyone, and welcome. Happy December of 2024. Hope you all were having nice. Hope you all having comfy. Of course, hello again, everyone, and welcome to my special live stream where today I'll be diving into the highly anticipated Kono light novel Gasugoi of 2025, the book guide. This annual book guide is a must read for all light novel enthusiasts, and I can't wait to share with you the rankings and my personal thoughts and my highlights as well. So grab your favorite drinks, get comfortable, get cozy, and let's just get it started. For those of you who might be new to the world of light novels, Kono light novel ga sugoi translates to this light novel is amazing, and it is an annual guide that that ranks and reviews the top light novels in Japan itself. The first published was from 20 is from 2004, and this guide has been the definitive source for light novel fans, offering insights, interviews, rankings that influence both readers and the industry itself. The 25 so this year's 2025 edition, like its predecessors, is packed with valuable content. It features rankings for the best light novels, male and female characters, and new titles, along with interviews and some of the top authors in the field. This year's guides also includes special sections on emerging trends, which I'll be delve into that later. Of course, to kick things off, let's take a broad look what this year's edition has to offer. Released on November 26th, while the advance notice rankings was unveiled on 22nd of November. This year's edition is published by Takara Jimasha. This year also marks its 20th anniversary of the book guide itself, where Chitose Ramune, as you can see in front of you, was the front cover. This series was inducted into the Hall of Fame on 2023. Of course, this year's ranking also focuses on romance with a mix of fantasy stories being the standout moment. There are also spotlights on web novels that have been adapted into the light novels, reflecting into the growing trend of the industry. Now, without further ado, let's now jump into the pages of this year's winners of the book guide. At the top of the list this year is Too Many Losing Heroines by Takabi Amamori. This series has been the fan favorites for readers and anime watchers alike at its core. This series revolves around a protagonist who finds himself surrounded by multiple heroines. Each woman has faced rejection or failure in their respective worlds. Unlike typical harem or romance stories where the protagonist is often surrounded by winning or confident heroines, this series focuses on those who have lost or been overlooked. This series is a twist on the conventional setup, immediately piqued by the interest of readers, offering a fresh and novel take on the genre itself. Now, switching next page from the romance genres to old fantasy detective fantasy like stories is Who Killed the Hero. This series has garnered a strong and dedicated fan base, which has contributed to its popularity. Fans actively discuss theories, share fan arts, promote the series, creating a buzz that attracts new readers. The sense of a community and shared enthusiasm for the story has played significant role in its success, which now leads to clinch is number 2 in this year's ranking itself. From old fantasy detective comes Roshidere. Despite coming short in third place, it still remains the favorites and the not so favorites, particularly with the anime adaptation, due to its unique protagonist, engaging relationship dynamics, well crafted world building, balanced humor, and emotional depth. These elements combined have made it a standout title that resonates with readers and secured its place as one of the top light novels of this year. From fourth to 10th place is we have this is the Stagnation Committee. Next, fifth place is The Angels Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. The Tale of the White Empire. I dedicate this story to you. Gimai Sekatsu, Even the Stars Perish, You Shall Resound, and the Noble Type low rank dungeon streamer unknowingly beats up a follow streamer after forgetting to end the stream at 10th place. These titles, of course, I have unveiled and reviewed on my recent videos. If you did like, you could check it out or revisit if you did like as well. Now, on to the tankobon category. Now, this section was a shocking of a kind, as especially the Halia in Bloom gets a first place, while followed by A Tale of a Secret Saint at second place, and The Villainous Guide to Not Falling in Love in third place. But what was surprising on the bunch was the Tensura and the Eminence in the Shadow slowly stepping down but still struggling, unlike the rankings from last year of 2024. But this year, Nageki no Bore wa Intai Shitai keeps advancing further, probably maybe because of the anime boost. Now, the next page I was going to share right now is the interview from Hiromu of Chiramune, which was inducted into the Hall of Fame of last 2023. Of course, this is an series that I've captivated and very looking forward much to it. It marks the beginning of an enduring legacy that has captivated readers and viewers alike. Of course, the journey of this series is a testament to the power of storytelling and the deep connection it has fostered with its audience. As we reflect on the evolution and of its narrative, it's evident that the characters, the locations, the sightseeing are not just the elements of the story, but the very heart of the soul of this series. The anime adaptation continues. The anime adaptation, of course, announced to premiere in 2025, is a testament to the series' lasting impact. It is a new chapter in the story's journey that once promises to bring the beloved characters and settings to their life in a new way. The anticipation for the anime is palpable as fans eagerly await the chance to see their favorite scenes and moments animated prior, of course, from the locations that were being drawn as well, coming soon to the TV near you. The transition from a page to screen is always a challenging one, but with the careful attention to detail that has defined the series so far, there's no doubt it will be a success. Another notable aspect in the recognition and respect that the series has garnered within the industry, McCain, of course, as being will be mentioned later in another interview, a fellow creator from the same publisher office, has been particularly vocal in his praise for Hiromu's work. In his interview, though, he did not hold back and expressing his admiration, calling it a prime example of so-called peak respect peak. The camaraderie and mutual respect between creators within the same publishing house is heartwarming, and it speaks to high regard in which Hiromu's series is held. Of course, the conclusion, this series has left an indelible mark on its readers and the industry whole. From its induction in 2023 to the upcoming anime in 2025, it has continued to capture the hearts and imaginations of fans around the world. As we look forward, especially me as a light novel reader as well, forward to the future, the series remains a shining example of the enduring power of storytelling. Now, the next page I'm about to tell you right now is the best of the best light novel rankings in 2024, the best of the 50s rankings, though. But if now you may have heard about the top number one and the top 10, right? But what about the top 50? Yes, of course, the big players were there, but there's some major disappointments as well. I'm not going to touch on the top 10, but now let's touch on the top 11 to the top 50. Starting with number 11 is Session Buta Yaro series, or English title so-called Rascal Does Not Dream series. It's still beloved though, despite not making it to the top 10, sadly speaking, after it's ended. Now, number 12, though, is Hokako Gakari After School Committee. This is a story from Dengenki Bungo, where it is a paranormal ghost story. I I may have heard of it, I may have loving it, but still could get used to that improvement. Number 13 is To the Angel's Chess, a Farewell's Bouquet, a new and beautifully written but needs a tweak. Number 14, the story of buying a classmate once a week that lost some momentum after last year. Number 15, the Apocryphy Diaries, or the Japanese title Kusuria no Hitorigoto, of course, continue to charm with intricate plots. Can stay at top 20, nonetheless. Koisuru shoujo ni sayaku ai wa miso hito moji dake arebai, a compelling romantic tale. Number 17, Detective. The detective is already dead, or the short form title is Tanmoshi, a mix of mystery and drama. Eating death games to put food on the table, a unique survival story, of course, like being awaited, of course, it's anime itself as well. ReZero, a staple in the genre, still holding strong. Sepia, acts separate, intriguing, but yet to break through the top tier. This year's rankings, of course, were tough on some big players like, of course, uh, 86, Damachi, The Witch and the Mercenary, and Adachi to Shimamura. These titles didn't get the votes they needed. Particularly concerning is Sere against Soki, which didn't make the cut despite good sales and an anime adaptation which still airing this season. Only time will tell if it redeems itself, so stay tuned for next year's Konorano. All right, next, listen up is about today, of course. Next, we're diving on the showdown of this year's winner, and guess is who snatched the crown, of course, is McCain. No surprise there, though. Oh boy, Amamori, of course, have been killing it. Let me tell you, though, this man is not just a novelist, but a true blue gamer. This guy, though, has a love for the classic like record of Lord of War, Slayers, A Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and we get this. He has been rolling dice in Dungeons and Dragons. Now, that's a gamer I really respect. But here's the kicker, though. Amamori Sensei got the idea for his series from watching Darling in the Franxx. Yeah, you heard it right, right? You haven't heard it mistaken, right? That's why that's why the hair colors looks familiar. It's like Ichigo and Zero Two vibes in another world. It's all making sense now, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Don't get me wrong, isn't it? Isn't it? Of course. All jokes aside, this series is a game changer. You might think it's just another school life comedy, but it's Amamori Sensei turned a failed love story into something hilarious and wholesome. Hats off to him for that. Like often people often expect the usual tropes. Oh, they are gonna kiss. This is it. But no, not here. Of course, this series flips the script with emotions, serious moments, and genuine concern. It got a bit of everything though, and that's what makes it a fan favorite across continent. So of course, big props to Amamori Sensei and his masterpiece, McCain. This it's no wonder, of course, this is the year's winner, and honestly, I can't wait to see what he will bring to the table next year. So stay tuned for that, folks. Next, of course, is the interview from who killed the hero, but I would not further much into details of the interview for that. But if you did like to know the content of it, please leave your comments below if you all were interested. And of course, now, folks, let's strap in next because I will be diving next into the world of web novel rankings. You heard about the top 10, right? But what about the rest, though? You might ask. Well, let's break it down for you. From starting strong at number one, we got Dahlia with No More, a free artisan life from today by Amigishi Hisaya. It got charm, world building, enough points to make even the staunchest critic take notice. Coming at number two is the reincarnated great saintess Heiser self. This tale of this tale of a saintess in disguise has captured plenty of hearts and racked up the points to proven it. Third place, another banger by Toya. The villainess entered the pampered route. It got everything you did want from a villainess from a story with a twist. Two titles from the author itself. How fitting and how amazing it was, but not enough to clinch the first place. Sorry about that. Try again next year then. Sliding into fourth, we have the Wizards Moving Service by Sakashi Yusaku. Who knew magic moving service could be so entertaining? Who knew? I wouldn't. In the fifth place spot, The Person I Fell in Love With Asked Me to Die Instead by Nagano Mizuki. A heart-wrenching stuff right there, folks. Sixth place, The Lamenting Ghost Wanted to Retire by Tsukikage. A mixed humor with some ghostly retirement plans. So if you did want to have a look at it, of course, it's a like supernatural story, but in a comedy way. The seventh place, though, is the seven Luft Villainous Lives Freely in the Former Enemy Country by Amekawa Toko. An adventure and villainy in enemy lands coming in, of course, from there. Of course, it has an anime adaptation of it. Surprisingly, to not surprisingly to be speaking, if you shoujo guys wanted of this novel, you could try and take a snag of it. Then number eight, the shut-in VTuber wants to convey this by Megusuri, a modern twist of the shut-in story reflecting the digital age. Ninth place goes to the beloved that I got the time that I got reincarnated as a slime by Fuse, or Tensura for short. Still going strong, of course, with its imaginative world. Of course, Isekai, unsurprisingly, still struggling as I did speak earlier. Rounding out, of course, the top 10, I want to be the powerful figure in the shadows, or so called eminence in the shadows by Daisuke Aizawa. One of the blending humor and ambition. Of course, this one is a treat to all of you guys, especially me as well. A rare one, of course, to be. And the list goes on, but I'll be keeping snappy. Number 11, Silent Witch by Matsuri Yusora, a silent mage mystery. Number 12, I reincarnated as the strongest hero, but it was too much for me to handle by Yusaku Sakaishi, The Burdens of Unexpected Power. The desperately avoided the desperately sorry, number 13, desperately avoided the annihilation and the party went crazy by Usagi Ame, a thrilling storyline. Number 14, No Ordinary Fan Mail Please by Toyuki, a voice actor's revival story. Number 17, number 16, of course, at number 17, The Beloved Daughter of the Villain Family by Toko Amekawa as well, a fresh otome vibe. Of course, these rankings just show how diverse and creative the web novel scene right now. From heartfelt dramas to magical escapades, there's something for everyone. Of course, keep reading, stay curious. Who knows? Maybe your next favorite story is just around the corner by next year of Konorano. Now, next, of course, I would like to talk about, of course, now next, of course, this one I skipped, of course, is the winner of this year is Dahalia with No More of the interview, but I'll skip this one, of course. Next off, I'll be talking about how many people are reading this year. The sweet spot, of course, seems to be at the age at the number 11 to 25 books, making it a hefty of 32.5% of the votes. Next up, we have the 1 to 10 people reading per books at 26.3%, and there's a solid 20.8% those who read 20 to 26 to 50 books. And finally, the diehard fans who tackle 51 to 75 books, they are a rare breed as just at 6.9%. Now let's roll the dice at the age group. The biggest chunk of voters are teens here, as you can see from the pie chart here. 15 to 19 years old showing up in droves. After them, the number drop off from 20 to 24 years old, and the 40s group with the crowd 25 to 29 crowd bring up the rear. On the gender front, of course, the women absolutely dominate this year's response, though from 2,900 responses comparing to 2,160 from men. So, ladies, kudos to you for rapping the web novel scene so very hard workingly. Kudos to you, women, right now, especially clap it, clap, clap, clap. But of course, here's the kicker. Of course, this year's saw the lowest number of votes overall. Maybe seems some folks have shift focus or has just lost interest. Maybe they are binging anime, watching or show diving into other hobbies. Maybe who knows? Of course, next page is the total number of points combined in each book. This is the rankings that you have seen here. Not much to be said though, other than McCain gets the highest points of it all, surpassed at every series. And yes, of course, the male from the other points to the other points. Now, next is the new work section is Who Killed the Hero? Nab's first place, following by This is the End Stagnation Committee at second, and The Tale of White Empire at third place. Of course, this is the rankings of the new works section. So just pay attention on the new works section. Maybe they are far better than your top 10s right now. Now, next is the age category section. Teenagers, of course, heavily favors, of course, this year's Roshidere. While in the 20s to the 30s, McCain is the favorites, and in the 40s years old and above Dahlia Wilts no more, along with the women's category. I'm surprised they don't feature men category. Did he forget to do that? Now, the next page, some of you all love to see it, but maybe some of you of all saw in Wikipedia, and that is the characters category, both male and the female category. So I think I'll skip that one for now. Yes, of course, next is the pictures for the new illustrations as well. So kudos to the ranking of the first year, sadly, of course, for hitting that nab at number 4. But kudos to you. You have done a great job, hitting. A great job, of course. Now, next one is a special page that I have been wanting to see that for a very long time, and this is the since this is the 20th anniversary of Konorano, though, I thought that maybe we, as me right now, as a historian, as a people who loves history much, this is the history of Konorano. So buckle up. This is gonna be a wild ride to the literary history. So the histories, the history of Konorano stated back in 2004, Konorano book got kicked off and it was just about making the top 10 list. No Hall of Fame yet, just the best of the best. Fast forward to which in 2004 is Haruhi Suzumiya ranked is first place. Fast forward to 2005 and Zaragoto takes its first spot on hot its heels only to take the crown in 2006 by Spice and Wolf. Then 2007 rolls around out of nowhere. Spice and Wolf, of course, number one, knocking out the heavyweights. But the drama didn't stop there. In 2008, Full Metal Panic came out swinging and got outdone by Book Girl in 2009. From 2010 to 2014, of course, we saw an epic battle between Toaru or a certain magic index and of course Sword Art Online. These two giants duke it out until Oregairu in 2013 and 14 stepped and stole the spotlight, becoming the first Hall of Famer in 2016. Of course, Sword Online and Toaru eventually joined the Hall of Fame as well in 2020. 2017 though was another roller coaster ride, with the Rios work is never done, clinching back-to-back wins and a Hall of Fame spot confirmed until it was dethroned by Sabikui Bisco and the reign of seven Spellblades in 2019 and 2020. But although they really didn't make the Hall of Fame cut, of course, next we the rest is history. Though we got the Ascendance of a Bookworm, Chitose Ramune no Naka, and Classroom of the Elite making their marks. But sorry, no Otonari or Tenshi-sama didn't make the Hall of Fame list. So of course, there you have it. The wild and unpredictable Konorano. Of course, it has been a journey. Of course, next, of course, is the author appreciation list, but of course, it's not over yet. That because there's not much to be said as well. The authors, of course, as you can see from this page, giving thanks, giving appreciation, this yada yada. Of course, next is the top ranked works, including the Hall of Fame, and of course the Tankobon survey responses. Yeah, those are great responses. I'm not gonna touch on this and that, so I'm gonna skip about that in a bit. Now, next one that I'm gonna be touching on this page, this section, not this section, not right. This section, of course. All right, gang. We're gonna dive in next is the latest hot pick and the notable recommendations in the light novel world. This section has got some heavy hitters and a few surprises up its sleeve. First one is the sequel to Tomena no Yoru ni Kakeru-kun and Tomozaki-kun leading the pack. These two are getting all the love, while some heavyweights like Mushoku Tensei, of course, Spy Classroom, and the other one, the sexy one, I forgot the name, of course, in Saga the Tanya of Evil, Lycoris Recoil, Mushoku Tensei, of course, left lurking in the shadows. Of course, from the back is Sasaki and Peeps and weird salad bowl or so-called Henjin salad bowl. As of course now you can see here, Lycoris Recoil, Mushoku Tensei, the Vexations of Shut In Vampire, the Elena, of course, it left in the shadows, of course, but they were still recommended. Of course, it was good recommended. But wait, of course, there's more. This year's buzz is all about because this section is all about people were currently right now talking and currently right now discussing all over social media. This is buzz, of course, is all about Ishura, the Mobuseka spin-off, Seiyu Radio Uramote and Lia Listen. These titles are the talk of 2025 and they are bringing fresh narrative to the table. Now, of course, next, let's talk about the new kids on the block, and that's called the new series of this year. This year's, of course, the Full Metal. This is, of course, the nostalgia is Full Metal Panic. Of course, they are returned after many, many long years. They have not been in the light novel contention, of course, already. Now it's back with nostalgia. Alongside it, we've got My First Love is Too Embarrassing to Tell Anyone, which cannot be colored. That when the night ends, morning comes, and the vanishing girl. Personally, I'm stoked to see how Fullmetal Panic returns shake up. But of course, let's not sleep up the underdogs. Of course, the titles were being closely discuss, of course, is the titles like being closely approached by a little girl I like, sweeping the blue, youth break of the multiverse, July Sisida, eighth day sky, clear and sometimes windy seasons promise are starting to get some buzz, and they might just very like to be surprise you. And yes, of course, this is the review. I'm not the romance. Of course, this is the shoujo section. I'm not gonna really touch on that. Next is, of course, the author's contacts on Twitter, formerly on X, formerly Twitter. If you can contact them or if you can mention them, you like. Uh, if you really wanted to see it from here now, if some of your favorite authors and illustrators are there, you could mention them or you could follow them however you did want. Of course, this is from you Shomiya. Of course, this is next is Suzu L News. Of course, this is yes, you could mention them right now however you want. Yep, these are all the high elos, the high contact numbers, of course. Of course, this year's beyond this year, beyond this individual review, this year's book guide serves as a cultural barometer reflecting the evolving tastes and trends within the light novel landscape. The thematic analysis section provide a broader view of how societal changes, technological advances, and global events influence the narrative and the themes explored in light novels. Gladly, I would see right now. I would have to, I would have to really look at that. Of course, in conclusion, this guide is more than just a compilation of top reads. It is a meticulously crafted homage to the art of light novels. It invites readers to embark on journeys through imaginative realms, through meet unforgettable characters. Of course, as you can see here from these, this is the beloved characters of Chiramune. How can you not love them? How can you not? Right? For anyone seeking to delve deeper into the world of light novels or stay up to date with the genre's best, this guide is an indispensable resource, promising a treasure trove of literary sites. And of course, with that, this is the end of Konorano. Now, since now Konorano has done, and I'll be wrapping it up next. What I'm going to talk about next is a very, before I wrap this up, specifically wrapping this up. Like, I, I didn't talk about this elsewhere. I wouldn't talk about this elsewhere. Of course, this is next is the anime section, the future of 2025 anime section, which I'll be posting you here. Of course, da this yes, this is the winter. This is the next year's anime of winter 2025. As you can see here, this is ReZero getting its second call. Some people might say is this is people say, oh, episode 9 is delayed. Damn, I thought it's episode 9 delayed. I like no, I saw one the other day on YouTube. Someone creatively saying that, oh, I thought there's an episode 9. Oh, there's a delay. No, you idiot. It's a second call. Put that out on your front eye. Of course, the next that I'm about to talk about is Oredake Level Up, or the English title from the manhwa you all really beloved is Solo Leveling Season 2, posted by A1 Pictures. Next is Shangri-La Frontier and the 100 Girlfriends I Did Really Love, or Kimi no Koto da Kimi no Kimi no Koto da Daisuki na 100 Nin no Kanojo, of course, the second season. That the title is really kind of make me spill. What's next is the one to watch is Kusuria no Hitorigoto, the second season. Then there is Sakamoto Days. Now, Sakamoto Days, though I was weird the other day when I did watch it shifted from spring to summer. Of course, now it has been like I would presume I would assume that it makes two course of episodes. I would been honestly with why it would have been two course, and with TMS Entertainment taking the second call, but why it is oh I presume I've forgotten. Apologies for me. TSM take second call. Wow, they were really hardworking this time, huh? Next, of course, is the Doctor Stone, of course, which you all really know. The manga has been ended. Of course, TMS this year is very busy. Kudos to them. Next is Amagami Sanchi no Emusubi. Then there is Gotobun no Hana. I'm surprised in Gotobun no Hanayom. Oh, it's a TV special. Forgive me about that next, of course. But I'm sorry, I'm gonna hide that. I'm gonna hide that. That this is has been solved. Or still a TV special. Sorry. Next is class no dakarai no joshi to kekkon suru koto ni nata. Of course, this anime is the one that I'm going to, of course, watch very closely together along with ReZero season 3, I would presume. Next is Watashi no Shiwase na Kekkon, the second season. Now, I'm surprised from the light novel section there has not been a lot of sounds from the light novel itself. Could have been there's some story has been building. I would really wanna look forward to that. Next is Unnamed Memory Act 2. Then there is Guild no Ukekujo desu ga. This is guide, the guide receptionist, as from the short title has presumed to say. Then there is Izure Saikyo no Renkinjuchi. Then there is Welcome to Japan, Elfsan. And so far, everything this year's January, of above all, the shine was Kuroiwa Medaka. Like I'm imagine Kuroiwa no Medaka can actually shine. So if your manga lovers really love Kuroiwa, make sure to really watch it. I will presume. I will really see you watching it right now. Then there is Fate Strange Fake. I would not trying to look forward to Strange Fake. So I apologize. I'm not a Fate series to be honest, but I really wanted to think of how Fate has grown over the years. That is the one I would watch. Of course, the others I would maybe skip a bit, especially Jibaku Hanako-kun. Now moving on. Next is the season. Spring season, one of the kind that uh, one of the kind that I really looking forward to, but I actually don't want to look forward to, but I refuse, is Fire Force Windbreaker, and but not maybe not Slime, maybe not Ishun Chiroyo, or maybe Haite Kudasai Takamina-san, or not Katainaka. But above all, spring season is maybe you could see me like waiting for spring season. Of course, maybe you might be wrong, or maybe I'm not wrong. Let's see how spring season could attract my attention, or maybe like from this types of Shoshimin, of course, like if you have seen my previous videos about Shoshimin or how my honest reviews about Shoshimin. It's really, really honest. I don't know how to explain Shoshimin how already I forgot how Shoshimin really gonna explain. If you really wanted to look forward to that, you could revisit it however you really like. Of course, 俺は世界の国家の特領書 or an intergalactic empire of an evil lord. About this anime though, I would really, really like. I have mixed feelings about this. Maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe yes, maybe no. Which watch? Which watch? Yes. Who would know which watch? Who would know? Who would know? And of course, the other ones I'll skip. Maybe Mebashi witches. Maybe this. Skip again. Yeah. Spring, of course, is a hit and miss and a skip. And of course, maybe manga fans right now would not skip Fire Force. Who would not skip the beloved Fire Force, right? Who would not? Who would not? Now, from spring to now summer, I would not talk about Sakamoto Days, but I did talk about earlier, and I would not talk about Hikaru ga Shindanatsu, but now I'm talking about the summer itself. Summer, though, right now has not completed yet, but some anime leakers recently have been on their toes and on their eyes, kicking on summer and of the half of course now the half of summer and the half of spring, which is very, very looking closely. I would come back later. I would later come back to spring, summer, and maybe fall. But I would not looking forward to fall, of course. But I would be looking forward right now closely to summer because, from what I heard, now, now speak, now hear what I say. Hear what I say before I really wrap this up. There would be a few anime conference about this year. Now, I'm not a leaker though. I'm just really just predicting something what would happen for the lineup for just next year. So just put your put your ears closed. Put your ears close. Listen closely, all right? Listen. I'm not a leaker. Just pay attention, all right? There would be some of the anime conference and the conventions would happening by this year and of course next year of January until the March. Of course, especially January to March is the season of the light novel publishers getting their discussion on a certain special event. So peel your eyes closed, your eyes open, listen closely to that. Maybe don't listen to me. I would be yapping right now. Don't listen. Just 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 so called I would say take a grain of salt. I'm not a leaker. I'm not a leaker again. So yeah, there you have it. This is of course the live stream. I would now end it right now. If you're all again, if you all were excited for this, of course, for next year, and maybe like around this year or entirely above all the 2025 of next year, do looking forward to next year. And of course, uh, this is the end of the stream. So if you really do like this stream, do please looking forward to it. And of course, as always, stay tuned for my other yapping and discussion. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe and like this channel as well. See you next time. Goodbye.